I want us to talk about something that's really serious. Let's talk about our daughters. This is for you guys out there. You have to excuse me. I work tonight, kind of a little bit tired, but it's been in my spirit to talk about this tonight. Let's talk about daughters. Fathers. You fathers out there that have daughters. You really don't realize if you have a daughter and you're not showing her no love, I mean, you might be separated from your significant other, or you might not have ever been married and you're in another life with another wife, with another woman, maybe some children of your own. Let's say you got a daughter out of wedlock, or you're married and divorced and have a daughter. Do you know how daughters feel about their fathers? This is to the men. Come on, let's keep it real, fellas. Yeah, I know our sons are. Yeah, that's our sons, boy. We already know that because we know our sons just chip off the old block, basically, for the lack of better words. And I hope it's good. You have good blocks and you have rotten blocks. But sometimes the chip don't always match the block. And what I mean by that is that, and I'm just going to briefly talk about this because I'm talking about daughters. When it comes to sons, the chip can be different because if the father is tarnished, that doesn't always mean that the son is going to be tarnished too. But the only way that that son is going to be saved from being tarnished is to be around some other chips of wood that's positive and that's fresh and that has some substance to benefit from. But let's get back to the daughters. Men, if you guys have daughters out there, even if you have a daughter and living in a household, pay close attention to them. Show them love. Show them attention. Because they love their dads. Y'all don't have an inkling and an idea how much, and I'm not saying all of y'all, but some men don't realize how much their daughters love them. I don't know, it's something about daughters. Their loyalty when it comes to their love for their dads. And if you're not showing your daughters any kind of, let me tell you a story. I know of this man, right? I know this man, and I'm not going to say his name or anything like that. I know this man who was incarcerated at one time. Basically, he watched his daughter grow up through visitation from a young age to adulthood. That's how he watched his daughter growing up. Because he's been in and out of the institution most of his life. But when he finally was set free, do you know what he did? I'm not going to go into details, but I'm going to tell you what he didn't do. He didn't give his daughter love and attention. And his daughter was waiting for his release. But by the time he was released, she was, in her 20s, early 20s. But she still, when she saw him, she was like that little girl again. And his one mistake that he didn't do, he didn't show her any love. He said he loved her, but he didn't show it. His mind was elsewhere. His mind was on women. All right, I get it. You've been away from women for quite some time and you want to catch up. But you have this young woman who is looking to grasp something from her dad, and that something is attention. That's all they want. It's something like it feels like water filling a vase. That love from a dad, from a father. I can't explain it. I got a daughter. My daughter is, I'm going to tell you something. She is the best. My son is the best too. I'm not going to But we're not talking about sons right now. We're talking about daughters. And I'm going to tell you something. Daughters are very loyal to their dads. Again, that love. They loyal with their love. And I feel sorry I really don't feel sorry, but then again I do, for young ladies who did not grow up with a dad in their life, a father figure. Because there's something about that chemistry that they're missing. They're missing a certain chemistry. And that chemistry is from the dad. It's a chemistry. I can't explain it. Verbal communication is the worst communication. But if we could all communicate through telepathy, oh, that would be so nice. Then I could actually explain more in detail. But to put in linguistic layout, it's hard to describe. My daughter just looked, my daughter looked out for me, and she calls me every weekend. My son does too. You know what? I just have to say this. I'm pretty blessed. I have a son and a daughter, and I have the greatest children that any dad, any father could ever want. And that's why I really feel sorry for the young ladies out there who don't have a dad. And here's the message for the young ladies. I know it's hard, and I know that yearning hasn't been fulfilled. It hasn't been filled because you're missing a father in your life. You're missing a male figure. You're missing someone to say, that's my baby girl. That's my daughter. That's my sweetheart. You're missing that. You're missing that. And not to get too personal, my wife missed it too because her dad died when she was very young. And you know what she says? She said, I really wish I had my dad. That little girl is still inside her. That yearning from attention from her dad is still inside her at the age that she is today. It's like a deficiency, something missing. And you wonder why women who grew up without their dads have this, it's like a deficiency. I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I'm just saying it's a deficiency. Young ladies out there, y'all stay strong. Stay strong. And if you have an uncle or anyone in your family, a male figure, someone to talk to, someone you could come to like you would if that were your dad, that's beautiful. But for the ones who don't have that and haven't had that, a dad that can talk to you about guys, what to look out for, this, that, and the other. A dad who you can just have sit there and just listen. When you have things on your mind and you just want to get things off your chest and you just want to really just get it out. Because that's how I do. My daughter, she talks to me, and when she has something to get out on her mind and something's bothering her, I just listen. Do you know just me listening means so much to her and is so fulfilling to her? Oh yeah, she has a mom. And I know girls have their moms, and I hear girls saying, well, my mom, me and my mom close. And that's true. Girls can be very close to their moms. That's their moms. They grew up with their mom in the household. If they got a good mom, the moms teach them how to cook. The mom teaches this, that, and the other, tell them about how girls should be. The mothers teach the daughters everything. And that's who the daughters learn from. But I'm going to tell you something. The daughters learn about man, about what a true man is all about from her dad. He is her first impression of a man when she's a little girl. He is her first impression. And if he's correct, she will not be guided wrong. She won't. So you young ladies out there, young and old, stay strong. I know it's hard. It's got to be hard. My next video is going to be on the fellas, the young guys the men. Because I see a lot, these men that grew up without a dad in their life, without a father. Yeah, you have a father and you have your dads. Any man can father a child, but it takes a real man to be a dad. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that's very precious, especially when it comes to a father-daughter relationship. Yeah. So I made a video about a while back giving young ladies advice on how to choose a man. Check it out. It's a pretty old video. I made it last year, but it's in there. If you go to check out my channel, it's in there. I give you point by point steps what to look for. Something that your dad would have told you if he was in your life. He would have shared with you. I give a dad advice because I feel I'm a dad. And I think that's where a lot of confusion going on today with some of these women who didn't have fathers in their lives. Well, not fathers, but dads in their lives. Someone they could come to and talk to. See, what we have to realize is that girls are very special. Daughters are very special. And women are complex enough as is already because they have so many things going on in their bodies, more so than us men do. We are, we're basic. They are very complex. I mean, as far as the anatomy, their makeup, this, that, and the other. And just think if that dad is missing it from their lives. I can't imagine. But I'm not going to draw this out or anything like that. Young ladies, if you're watching my video, you're watching this video right now, all I have to say is that, and you grew up without a dad, all I have to say is, do you have any questions or anything like that? Put it in my comments and I will answer. Because I care. I really do. My daughter, she calls me a lot, and I love it. My son calls me a lot too, so I ain't leaving that out. If he happened to be watching this video, yeah, he's a great guy. But anyway, like I said, fellas, to you, don't be like this guy that I tell you about. To totally don't show his daughter no love. This guy doesn't even know his grandchildren. I mean, no, he knows his do you know his grandchildren don't even know him? Now, I'm just going to go a little bit further with this. The reason why his daughter is not in his life, because she got upset with him and disrespected him. This is emotion. Women are all emotion. And so she was just feeling just neglected. And here this guy, after being locked up for years, finally out, and she's like, in her mind, oh, I finally got my dad. And he's showing some attention to somebody else. And only comes to her when he needs something. Not to come to her and say, hey, daughter, just to say I love you. I call my daughter for no reason sometimes. Why? Of course, I like to see how she's doing and how my grandchildren doing and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, even at her age, she's still my daughter. And I think it's healthy. And you guys out there who are not, and especially you guys out there that got younger daughters and y'all are not with the mother, think about what I'm saying. Get into that daughter's life. Take her out to amusement parks and stuff like that. Look, when my daughter was growing up, I wasn't with her mother. We were together for a while, then we broke up. And she was quite young. But did you know? And I ain't looking for no pat on the back. I was in my daughter's life. I took her to amusement parks, birthdays, and you know, presents and stuff like that. You know, toys. But more, you know, amusement parks, Sesame Place, stuff like that. Yeah, I pay child support, but that's just support. The real support is being in that child's life and spending time with that daughter, spending time with her. That's the real support, because you're supporting her in her development and growing up into one day becoming a young lady, into one day becoming married, into one day having a sane mind and her outlook on a man being positive. And as far as her choice is concerned in a man. But if it's sporadic, now I'm gonna tell you something. And you know, this is it after this. I'm just gonna say this one thing. Do I have regrets? Yeah, I have regrets. Even though things happen between her mother and me, I just wish my daughter could have been around me all the time growing up in the same household. In spite of all the things that I've done and tried to, you know, I was in her life. But it's still not the same when a dad is in the household with that child. It's not the same. So a piece of me, there's a deficiency in a piece of me because I didn't have that experience. All I can do was do it, you know, and she spent the night many times. She was with me many times and stuff like that. Yeah. It's still not the same though. So for some of you guys out there, it's not too late. Daughters are special. Very, very, very special. Seriously. So I hope y'all listen to me. I hope you fellas listen to me. Don't take it out on the child if the mom is acting right, this, that, and the other. Or she could be difficult. She could be a toxic. She could be bitter and giving you a hard way to go. Stop fighting, and you know, stop you from seeing your daughter. Don't stop fighting. That's your daughter. Don't say, well, all right, you know what? Forget about it. You know, that's the way she wanted. No, it ain't got nothing to do with the way she wanted. It ain't about her. It's about your daughter. So you have to fight for your daughter. You have to fight for your being in your daughter's life if you're not with the mother. And I'm serious about that. That's all I have to say. It's kind of late. I know I look tired and stuff like that because I've been working all day. But this was on my heart. I had to talk about this. Okay, fellas, I hope y'all take heed to what I'm saying. And this is only addressed to those who you know who you are. You know who you are. All right. Peace.